you consider yourself a comedian? I know there's this thing online,
Yeah.
but are you actually a funny person? Do you think you're a funny person?
I think so.
You are?
I am starting to believe it now.
Welcome to the Cedric Live Show. Today we have the very colorful and entertaining Martha K. Welcome to the Cedric Live Show.
Thank you.
I've been looking for you for a long time.
I know. I'm finally here.
Okay, thank you very much for gracing me with your presence. And first of all, this Martha K, is that your name?
Yes.
Your name is K because you look African to me.
Oh wow, Cedric.
Yes.
My name is Martha Kajimba.
Yes.
Kemicha. Or Kemigaisha.
Okay, well, it depends on who's saying it? Or?
Yeah, depends on where you went to school.
Okay.
So Kajimba is my father's name.
Okay.
But I used to say Martha K, but I had an accent at one point in my life. And so I used to say K. So a friend of mine called Treasure said K, like K with a K-A-Y.
Yes.
I'm like, that's it.
So that's it.
It became a thing.
What's on the national ID?
Kajimba.
Kajimba.
Martha Kajimba. Kemigisha.
Good. So now, you came to fame a couple of years ago. I think it was 2016.
Yes.
With the Range Rover video.
I get up, I'm all pissed, I'm all agitated. I come close to this car. First of all, the tires. Before I even reached the car, the tires that these guys had, you could eat on them if I gave them to you as plates. They were so good, so nice. All that wasn't enough. The lady, of course, in the co-driver's seat, she looked edited, you guys. I exaggerate not. Her skin was so smooth. She looked like she was like they gave you from a magazine how your skin can be. The guy on the other side, his hair, his beard, you know how they cut a man and he's all, it's like they used stencils and compasses and dividers, those mathematical set stuff. They were so on point, Bambi. They looked so good, they looked so fresh. So I asked, what car is this? Because, it was too good. And they tell me, oh, it's a Range Rover, latest model, please note the accent. I even had to switch mine. Anyway, so latest model, meaning 2016, you guys.
Was that inspired by something that actually happened? Or it's just, you just made it up?
All the time. I wonder why. It doesn't sound real.
Well, I watched the video. I wasn't really sure,
It's real. It is real.
Yes.
Exaggerated a bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit.
Yes.
But it happened. I was on a border, like I said in the video, and a Range Rover, like, almost, like, how it just breaks when it's like... Yeah, so I went and recorded the story, added some color.
Yes.
Posted it, and then it became a thing. But people don't know I actually had videos before. Okay. But never...
See, they weren't getting likes, they weren't...
My family saw them.
Your family saw them?
Yeah.
Okay. So, this Range Rover story went viral. I remember seeing it and laughing about it and thinking to myself, now, what do you do with this now, right? Because I'd never seen anything like it, at least not here anyway. What did that do for you? What did it change anything in your life?
So much. I became the Range Rover girl. Everywhere I went that week, I remember that week, everybody kept like asking me, like they knew me. They wanted selfies. Like I became a thing. I mean, I never planned for it. I never, like I wasn't ready for it. So it just happened, and now I had a platform. Now I had people were expecting more videos. Yes. People were expecting me to live a certain way. People would see me and like on a border and say, Range Rover girl seen on border, what's happening? And I'm like, guys, I started this life on a border. Like the story was on a border, right? But anyway, my life changed. Like I became, what? Like my life was in the limelight now. Yes, you were a celebrity. You became a celebrity. I'm trying not to say that word. Yeah, it's narcissistic. It's a bit narcissistic, isn't it? Yeah, but you are. There's no harm in saying it. How many followers do you have on Instagram again? Now. Because the other day I saw you celebrating 100,000. Was it 100,000 followers? Yeah, now it's 120. 120,000 followers. It's growing fast. Jeez.
And now, tell me, what do you do with this? You know, what do you do with this platform? I mean, I know there's a lot of people who are followed, yourself, and then I see some of the other celebrities have big followings as well. Some of them, not so sure what they're trying to achieve, but they're there, they're being followed, you know.
Yeah.
But what is your, what do you think you can do with this platform?
First of all, like I started doing videos again. I had stopped for
Yes.
like 2017.
Yes.
When I graduated, I got a job and tried to be serious.
Okay. Are you saying that people who make money out of social media are not serious? Is that what
That's
you're
the
saying?
perception
That is
from
the
family.
perception.
I mean, I have parents
Yeah.
who paid school fees.
Yeah, but not for you to just make
Not
videos.
for you to just make videos and
Border, Range Rover.
roll your eyes. What? You know. So I got a job. I did that for a while, and then 2018 I decided, let me just do this thing because I have it right now. I have the platform right now.
Yes.
Yeah, so I started to do more videos. I'm trying to do like consistent weekly videos. But what I can do, I mean, I have people's ear. Like when I say something, people will listen. Even if they
Before
don't
we
think
go
it.
there, let me go back a little bit. You say that you got a serious job. Now, in order to get a serious job, you had to have some sort of, I would assume, education. I'm not going to make any assumptions here. I assume you went to school.
I did.
But you know, I don't want to step on anybody's toes. Maybe you did, maybe you dropped out, I don't know.
No,
So tell me a little bit about your life, you know.
School.
Where you went to school and, you know, just give me up to the point where you get a job.
Like you went like from day one?
Yeah, well, no, let's skip the kindergarten. We can start with primary school.
Primary, I went to Kaboja Junior.
Kaboja Junior.
Yeah, in Kololo for
This one over here near Acacia.
Yes.
Okay.
I was like a first batch when it just opened. So I was there for 7 years, and then I went to Namagunga,
Ah,
Mount St. Mary's College.
yes.
For
The ladies of Uganda.
yeah.
They say the ladies of, yes, finishing schools.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I was there for 4 years.
But I don't think the Gaza girls will like that.
They'll be fine.
They'll be fine.
Yes, I was there for 4 years. Then I went to Kaboja International for like a bit, like 3 months.
Okay.
And then my parents were like, nah. So I went, my mom was living in Haiti at the time.
Haiti.
Yeah, the Caribbean island.
Wycliffe Jean, Haiti.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so I was there so I went there for 2 years. So I
You went to
finished from
Haiti.
there. I lived there.
Do they have like tornadoes and many things? And Yeah.
Not tornadoes, but yeah.
yeah, I know. I'm jokes there, but I know that.
Earthquakes and
But hey, it's
yeah.
quite nice, especially in some of the areas. It's quite nice, like on the beaches and stuff.
I don't know if it's nice, but it's okay.
Okay, so let's.
Yeah,
leave
so
it-
then I left there in 2012, and then I came to UC
Mukono.
Mukono.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's why I did my degree in mass communication,
How appropriate,
right?
considering where you are now.
Kind of, yeah, it's
Yes.
communication.
Okay. And then after that, that's when.
So I did the video in 2016,
Okay.
in like maybe June, July, and then I graduated in October.
Good. And then you got a
Finishing.
job.
No, I did that for a while because now people started approaching me for work, endorsements, and that.
Yes.
So for like maybe 6 months, I was in that confusion.
Not sure whether to get into work,
Yeah.
whether to.
And then I also do photography.
Yes,
So-
Martha K Photography. Is it called Martha K Photography?
Yes, but it changed to Tingle Media now.
Why?
I wanted it to grow bigger than Martha K.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is it growing bigger than
It
Martha
is,
K?
It is, because now I can send people, and I don't have to be there.
Okay, because I assume when it was Martha K, they wanted you
They
to take the
want
pictures.
Martha K. So when I became the Range Rover girl, now they wanted the Range Rover girl, and if I go, then I have to make jokes, and then it was.
So do you consider yourself a comedian? I know there's this thing online,
Yeah.
but are you actually a funny person? Do you think you're a funny person?
I think so.
You are.
I am starting to believe it now.
What do you mean you're starting to believe it?
I never used to believe it before because
Yes.
I have the serious side,
Do you?
quite
What's the serious side?
like I mean,
Like on life?
in life.
Okay.
Yeah, but then I have the funny side. My dad is a comedian,
Yes.
and okay, not
Would he
But he's a funny
appreciate you saying
person.
that on TV? That he's a
Yeah.
comedian?
because he's like known. He's a celeb in that field.
Oh, he's actually a comedian.
No, he's
no.
No, I mean he's a funny person, but he's a doctor.
Or medical doctor.
He's a medical doctor,
Okay.
retired. But I realized you can actually be both.
Okay.
So I'm starting to embrace that I'm a funny person.
So do you do stand-up comedy as well?
No, I don't.
It's just online stuff. You know, you just do
It's
the
just
videos,
online stuff,
you
yeah.
look into the camera and do your thing. I do watch some of the things sometimes, and I do find them quite funny, especially the ones where you sing, you know, or you imitate a singer and try and get this, you know, like the whole goatee going. You
Jimmy,
know.
I call him Jimmy.
Oh, he's called Jimmy. Ah, good. So, tell me, where do you think this whole social media thing is going? Not for you, but just generally.
Generally, I think social media is big. It's going to be big because it was in Haiti. That's how I started the whole.
Yeah.
People actually are now going to just be YouTubers or just Instagrammers.
Yeah.
Facebookers, Twitter. What do you call them? Tweets.
Yes.
So I
Or
think
twats.
twats.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it.
So I think social media is the next big thing. People will not watch as much TV or as much mainstream media as social media because everybody's on their phone.
Right.
If you want someone to see your thing, just put it on an ad on Facebook or Instagram or something. So I think social media is going to be big.
So, don't you think it's a dangerous place to be?
How?
You know, as a celebrity. You know, because there's no laws on social media.
Yeah.
You know, you can't really sue anybody for insulting you on social media or for saying something that they want to say. And someone can insult you from Haiti, and there's nothing you can do. You see, in real life, what happens is that if you insult someone in the newspapers
Yeah.
and there's no fact behind it, you can get sued.
True.
But on social media, aren't you worried about any of these
Insults?
Yes. Does it disturb you?
It does, of course. I'm human,
Yes.
but I mean,
Do you read all your comments?
I do.
All of them?
Most. Okay. I mean, if I have time, but I do.
Hold on. Who's seen Martha Kay's last post? Has anybody seen it?
I will see it right now.
Okay, I want you to tell me, I'm going to get back to you. I want you to tell me how many comments there are. So,
On what?
on your last post,
On which social? On what?
Instagram. I saw the one on Twitter where we were talking about the dangers of social media, and I saw you, is the word clap back?
Yeah.
You know, at somebody who was trying to be a little bit cheeky.
Yeah.
And you
But I mean, if you're cheeky, I want to be cheeky back.
yeah, but it can also spin off into something else.
True. What I
Yeah.
don't do is the back and forth or I don't do that.
You just leave it alone.
But I actually rarely clap back.
Yeah.
It's this year that I decided, because it used to affect me so much. I mean, I came into the limelight when I was like 20, 21. So I didn't even know. I mean, the most I had was high school drama of this one has said this, that one has said this. But people on social media are brutal.
Yeah.
Like, whew, they can
Yeah, the streets are...
assassinate you.
That's why I'm saying, do you read all these comments? Because some of them, I'm sure, some of them are not very pleasant.
Yeah,
You know, and they refer to, especially for girls, it can be quite brutal, you know?
your body and everything.
Yes, yes.
So I just decided, because that's part of why I stopped actually, in all honesty. Because in 2016, it was too much. People said all sorts of things. They pointed out flaws I didn't even know I had in my body. And so I was just like, no. But then I realized, like, these people their lives go on. I mean, he'll abuse you, senseless,
Then wait for the next person.
and then just move on with his life and have a good time. Well, for me, I'm sad. So I
Yes.
realized I'm not going to let this affect me anymore. I mean, yes, I started to embrace, actually, social media has helped me find out my issues with my body. And so I'm like, okay, this is how I am. So what's next? Let's move on. So even when they say it, it doesn't offend me because I've already embraced it.
Whatever
Does it
you
make
feel,
sense?
whatever they're saying, you've sort of said, okay, that's what it is, that's what it is.
So it's not going to offend me anymore. If they
Yeah.
say, what? Recently someone said, my legs are the next big thing after the Ginger Bridge.
No, I'm not, no. Listen, I'm not, I mean, no, I can't be laughing now.
No, it's
No.
okay. I
Did you
embraced
laugh?
it. No, at that point I was like, Lord, but
Did
this
you
guy
laugh?
is creative.
Did you laugh?
I did. Because my legs are big, yeah? So I embraced that already, so it doesn't
I'm not going to
offend
say
me
anything. I
anymore.
mean, you asking me a question, but I'm not going to answer that because I'm not supposed to be looking at your legs anyway. So, Yeah, I'm looking at you direct, eye to eye.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah, I level. So yeah, I just let those things not affect me and move on with my life. And I mean, if I have 100 comments, there'll be like 92 good comments.
Great comments, yes.
And then like those guys.
I guess that's what makes you popular, you know, in the sense that, you know, most of your comments are positive.
Yeah, most of them are positive. But you see, human nature, we will focus on the negative and start thinking about them and just go on a ride.
Yeah, that one comment will just disturb you for
Forever.
weeks and weeks and
So
weeks.
I just make sure it doesn't affect me because there's good as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, when we get back, we're going to talk a little bit about, you know, how this has impacted other aspects of your life.
Manhood. Who is a man? Some of these boys don't know who they are. So if someone comes up and tells them that, come on, you're a girl, they say, oh, I'm mad. That's why last time I dreamt like this or something like this.
Yes.
So this is the age we start with.
Welcome back to the Cedric Live Show. We're here with Martha K. and Godfrey Kutesa of the Kutesa Foundation.
Yes.
Which, you know, I'm actually quite pleased to meet you because, you know, for a long time, but it's okay. Now, I'm happy to have you because ultimately, I don't hear much of, I hear a lot about the girl child.
Yes.
I hear a lot about women's empowerment.
Yes.
And by the way, I don't begrudge them. It's whatever has to be done, you know.
Yes.
Martha was saying that we don't have enough women on the show.
Yes.
And I was trying to convince her that it's
Yes.
50-50.
Yes.
But your particular program is about mentoring boys.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about this.
It's about mentoring boys, but in broad, it's about raising the flag for the boy child.
Yes.
And even the men, not just the boys, because men are boys before they become men. So it's about raising that flag. Why
Some
are
don't
boys-
even change. Some
exactly.
just
Why is the boy child? And it's not about to take away the girls. But my point is that how can we empower the girl child without pushing away the boy child, without pushing away the brother to go back and sit back? Because you've found societies or organizations that are coming up to say, oh, the girl child is vulnerable, or the girl child is what? And they are right. But what about the boy child? Who makes this girl child vulnerable? Is it the trees? Is it the buildings? Of course, it's the boy child. So if you are helping the girl child, if you're helping Martha, how can you help Martha without pushing away her brother into the corner? How can you empower Martha without putting down the brother? So that's what I'm all about.
Okay.
Yes.
So, Martha, what do you think of this? What do you think of
I
this
didn't
whole
even know there was such a thing.
as boy-child empowerment?
That's nice because boys mess up girls.
Boys mess up girls.
I feel like 70% of girls that have issues and need to be empowered,
Yeah.
it's either like their dad that did something, or their brother, or an uncle, or a teacher, or a boyfriend or husband.
Okay.
So I find it really nice that they're doing something for boys because nothing's being done for boys. Like they're perfect. Like nobody ever does any boy empowerment. So
It's an assumption that they are perfect.
Yes.
not
it's
even
an-
that they're perfect, but they'll be fine. They'll sort themselves somehow.
It's also an assumption that they will sort themselves out. Because society thinks that, you know, a boy will find a way. They will find a way. But, you know, even when, right from home, when they were telling a boy that, oh, children, that don't go out at night. Don't go out at night. But who is going to buy me some airtime? James, come. Somehow, the society believes that the boy child is just okay.
I'm going to touch on a sensitive subject here,
Yes.
and I think it's something that's going on.
Yes.
I'm sure you've heard of what's happening with R. Kelly,
Please. Yes.
right? And
Yes.
most ladies
Yes.
don't even want to hear his name
Yes.
or his songs.
Yes.
But I was reading an article the other day. I was
Yes.
sitting in the office and I was reading an article, and his brother
Yes.
testified against him
Yes.
or said something.
Yes.
And the gist of it was that when
He was young.
he was young,
Yes.
he was abused.
Yes.
His brother was abused.
Yes.
And he went to tell R. Kelly,
Yes.
you know, or Robert Kelly, whatever his name was, or is, and R. Kelly dismissed it.
Yes.
But then I read beneath that. I read,
Yes.
more into that. Maybe
Yes.
whatever is happening to R. Kelly today,
Yes. Yes.
and whatever he has done to
Yes.
all these ladies,
Yes. Yes.
God bless them,
Yes.
resulted from him
Yes.
being abused
Yes.
in the first place.
Sure.
I
So
actually
it's a
read that
vicious
he was
cycle.
abused.
Yes.
Because he was abused and he was never treated,
Yes.
and he was dismissive of it, because that's how us men react to pain.
Yes.
We try to dismiss,
Yes.
that particular pain.
Yes.
Don't cry.
Sure.
Your boys don't cry. Boys don't tell.
Yes.
If you
Yes.
girls, it's easy. As
Yes.
soon as something happens to them
Yes.
and they tell,
Yes.
it's acceptable. As a
Yes.
boy,
Absolutely.
just culturally speaking.
Absolutely.
So maybe
Yes.
the boys mentorship program, is this something that you're trying to fix?
Yes, what you've talked about is right. Because what you see with R. Kelly is a residue of the past.
Yes.
What happened to him when he was a child. And just like you said, he didn't tell. Why? Because the society says that you don't come crying when you're a boy. You don't come on and say that this happened to me. And even when we become men, even when we become fathers, even when we become husbands, there are loads and loads of, abused husbands. Not, physically, but, emotionally. And you know what? Men don't come into counseling. We don't want to come to counseling, or we don't want to come up and show that we are weak. And in the process, we get eaten up. If that is happening even to people who are 30, 40, then what about people or young men who are 12, 14? Recently, in my program, I decided to include something called the Boys Helpline, just the Boys Helpline.
Yes.
And the aim of this helpline is for just any boy to call. But to call and just say that I'm struggling with this and this and this and this, without mentioning your name.
Yeah.
Why? Because we don't want to judge you. But the person who is behind there, the team that is behind receiving the phone call, should be able to understand, first of all, that boys can be vulnerable. And any boy can be vulnerable. Any boy can go through pain. If we don't teach that to the society, a lot of boys are going to be hurt every now and then. And when they're hurt, they come back and they hurt their sisters. They come back and they hurt people around them. Yesterday someone was talking to me about what is happening in the UK and about gangs, why a lot of boys are joining gangs. And
It's a sense of belonging.
yes. Why? Because the gang leader comes up and tells you, come on, Cedric, I believe in you. You are strong. I believe, this is what R. Kelly used to do, of course, with the girls, that come on, you are more beautiful. Those people are jealous of you. That's the thing. And in the process, the boys leave their homes and they join the gangs because they feel more appreciated. They feel more loved where they are than the other side. And when that happens, they become a problem to the society.
Martha, what do you think? What do you think of all this? How do you strike that balance between, of course, the girl child, and I think you were telling me about a particular cause that you work with. I think it was about teens.
Teen moms.
What was that about? You were teen moms.
Yes, basically they're girls who have been abused sexually.
Yes.
Rape, defilement, or sometimes just manipulation, sexual manipulation, and then they get pregnant and then they're kicked out, either by the guy that raped them or by their parents. Sometimes it's the parents. So basically these girls are taken to a home in Busega, and they're helped to, first of all, work on the pain in the heart, the rejection, and then helped to deliver. Some of them are so young, so they can't even deliver properly.
Because they're not grown.
They're not grown
fully
enough.
developed yet.
Yeah, so it's sad. And of course, these are the girls that eventually grow up and maybe go into prostitution or because of the pain, like you're saying, R. Kelly.
Low
Because he was
self-esteem.
abused, because of the self-esteem. Because some of the girls actually run away from the home and go back to the man because they feel like, at least he gave me some sort of affection. So I think these things happen to boys as well, just that they're not as emotional, so they won't open up.
Yes.
And that's why you'll find people actually raping these girls because of things like that. I'm imagining.
It's a vicious cycle.
Yeah.
So do you think
It's
it's
crazy.
something that, and I don't see it as much as I would like to see it, is celebrities using their celebrity status to enhance these sort of, I see it a lot in the States and stuff, like online and stuff, to try and encourage youngsters, to tell their story and tell them where they can tell their story. Because, some of these things culturally are not even, they've been brushed under the carpet because families feel like maybe they're stigmatized if their child was, mistreated or whatever it may be. So what do you think, how do you think celebrities here can use their celebrity status to help these causes?
I think, first of all, the problem is some of these celebrities also have gone through these things.
Yes.
And they haven't healed. And so they are not able to speak about it because they're still hurting as well. Like, if I speak about this, then people will know, then people look at me different, then, they're just afraid. I think some are just not interested. But I think it's important because, if you have a platform for a while, they're not going to be famous forever.
Yes.
Why not use it to push someone else? Because people actually see some of the stories I post about these girls, and they'll say, oh my God, I need that. Somebody that you look at her profile and she looks like everything is fine, like she has never been, and yet she's going through so much depression and, she's at the verge of just jumping off.
Yeah, we
Some
read
sort
about
of-
it all the time, people committing suicide, and
Yeah.
and you wonder why everything was going well for you and you killed yourself, and it's just,
They've just
it's
not
horrible.
spoken about it.
Yeah, I think all these things, there needs to be some attention brought to it, and I'm glad you're doing it, especially for the boys, because there are a lot of boys who are going through some difficulties.
Yes.
And unfortunately, it can have a spin-off effect in the sense that when they get big and strong,
Yes.
their way of dealing with it is to hurt other people,
Yes.
maybe as a revenge mechanism, or women are bad, and then there's also girls who grow up,
Yes.
all men are bad, so we're going to try and find ways to manipulate situations and cause this to happen.
Yeah.
So, so how do you maintain your program? It's the Kutesa Foundation. How do you maintain it?
The foundation is broken down in two different programs.
Yes.
The foundation has got different programs, but all directed to the boy child.
Yes.
There is the Boys Mentorship program that is for 7 to 17.
You've done 250 boys to date, right?
Yes.
Roughly.
Yes. No, not that. Not that. We're like in 500.
500
Yes.
boys?
Yes, because they keep on coming out and, others come in.
Yes.
Yes. So that's the Boys Mentorship program.
Sorry, one. Just let me go back a little bit. How old is the foundation?
For 4 years.
Okay.
Yeah, something like 4 years. We're making the 5th year.
Okay. So back to
Yes.
my question. How do you
the program, the Boys Mentorship program is just for the 7 to 17 years.
Yes.
Because we believe that this is a time to, in these years, this is when you can be able to talk to a boy about masculinity, manhood. Who is a man? Some of these boys don't know who they are. So if someone comes up and tell them that, come on, you're a girl, they say, oh, I'm a man. That's why last time I dreamt like this or something like this.
Yes.
So this is the age we start with. Talk about masculinity. What does the Bible say about masculinity? What does it show that you're a man? Is it just the physique? Do you have to be this strong? Is it the beards, or it's the integrity, or whatever the characters that you carry? And then that's a program that goes on up to 17 years. So we believe that if someone joined at 10, by the time they jump out of the program at 17, they should be, well groomed. But then at a certain stage, we have what we call One Mentor, One Son program. Okay. That's from 18 to 25.
18 to 25?
Yes, 18 to 25. And this program targets young men that, have left campus or are still on campus. And there, I look out for people, prominent people in the society, men who have got families. Of course, there are certain qualities that we follow. And then I say, now, you know what, Cedric, would you please be able to mentor this young man? But now there, you don't need a camp. This young man looks up for this mentor. So the mentee looks up for the mentor, and then they meet and they talk about life and they talk about, and we have got a very good team of mentors last year. A lot of them signed up for that. So that is 18 to 25. And then we are in that same program, under the foundation, we also have what we call prison mentors. The people who go into prison and mentor, because the prisoners, because a lot of these prisoners didn't have mentors, and that's why they ended up the way.
Hence their problem, yes.
Exactly. But they have one a very special asset. They have time. There are those people that you will go and find them every now and then that you go into prison. So we have prison mentors, people who say that on Saturday like this, let's go on and go to a prison away from town and then talk to prisoners and build up their lives and tell them that, you know what, here you can change in here. And then we also have the mothers raising sons.
Okay, we're going to cut to commercials. When we come back, we'll talk about that a bit more.
People looking for jobs. People call me all the time and they say, I want to work with you and do anything. I'm like, I can't just do anything.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot. We're back on the Cedric Live Show with Martha Kay and Godfrey Kutesa. And Godfrey, you were just telling us about
Mothers?
Huh?
The mothers raising sons?
Yes.
Yes. It's also a program that brings together mothers.
Yes.
To talk about raising sons.
Yes.
To talk about sons and boy challenges.
Yes.
And this is one of the things that hasn't been there for quite some time. But our parents had this kind of community where they could talk about, things that are happening with their children. This is happening this side. And then if the other one hears that this is the same thing that is happening, then they can come up with a joint solution. Or how did you handle this?
But I have a question.
Yes.
How do people get, people who are, going through, I guess, traumatizing situations or are in these sort of abusive environments,
Yes.
How do they get to know about these things? It's all well and good for me and you to have a conversation.
Yes.
But chances are the person being abused won't have access to this information.
Yes.
Of course, now we have social media.
Yes.
But how do you get access to the Kutesa Foundation or similar program?
Yes. You just have to find out. It's like...
You're like seeking medical attention. You have to go and look for it.
You have to look for it.
But is it not a problem? Because, when children are being abused,
Yes.
they don't know. Some people even think it's normal.
Yes.
It's their reality.
Yes.
Martha was talking about a teenager
Yes.
being abused or
Yes.
maybe raped.
Yes.
And she maybe thinks that's the way.
That's the way.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
Mhm.
And it's only later in life they realize
Yes.
that,
It
oh
was
my
an abuse.
goodness,
Mhm.
I shouldn't have had a baby when I was 13.
Mhm.
That's not cool.
Mhm.
So how do you think you can get this information to the abused children?
What I do is that I keep on reaching out. You just have to keep on reaching out. Why? Because if you don't reach out, someone else is reaching out with the wrong information. Our job, and the way she's doing it with the abused children, our job is to keep on finding ways to reach out, to tell people that this is what is right. You cannot know that something is an abuse until you know what is normal, right? So, like a boy cannot know that this is toxic masculinity until they understand that this is what masculinity should mean. A person cannot know, especially for the boys, and more is on the boys. A boy cannot know that, sleeping with these many girls is a problem until they understand or they hear the real message that, come on, that doesn't define you. You can be with this one partner and, your life still stays the same. There's nothing you're gaining out of that. So our job is to keep on giving the right dose, to give an antidote to every wrong dose that has been given, that is given on the media, on what. And people just have to keep on seeking that knowledge. That's what I encourage.
Yeah, I congratulate you on what you're doing. I think
Yes.
it's a wonderful thing you're doing for boys. I was actually impressed when I saw it
Yes.
because I hadn't heard much by the way of the boy child.
Boy child, yes.
And it's good to hear that there's somebody out there. You have a Facebook page?
Yes, we do.
Yes.
Yes.
What's the
Kutesa Foundation, and
Okay.
then there is Boys Mentorship Program.
and you're on Twitter as well,
Yes,
and
yes,
and
yes.
Instagram.
No.
Okay, well, anyways, at least you've got the other two.
Yes.
So that will work, and you know, I hope that it can impact. You know, you said you've done 500 boys, so maybe
Yeah,
they can
plus.
go back to their communities
Yes.
and help other boys
Absolutely.
to come out of their shells.
Absolutely.
So back to Martha. So Martha, where do you go from here? You know, you've become this celebrity. You've got a huge following on Instagram, 120,000 people. But when we were speaking earlier, you told me about your YouTube page, which is I think today I saw it was at 2,500 people, 2,500 subscribers, something like that.
Yeah, 2,000. I know it's 2,000 something.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think YouTube is not as big in Uganda yet.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm trying to grow that. I'm trying to do vlogging, to do the daily.
What's vlogging?
It's like blogging
But what's the
video.
V?
video.
Oh, so it's like, okay, you're speaking behind camera and you're picking a particular issue and
Yeah, talking about specific things consistently or like
Yes.
often, but in video. It's just like a blog, but a video blog.
is it always comedy or
No.
you talk about even like the program with the teen moms?
Yeah,
You talk about
anything.
stuff like that?
It's like a blog, like you know a blog, right?
Yeah, but you
So
talk.
You just do whatever you want.
It's
You say whatever
audio
you
and
want,
video.
but it's video.
Okay.
So I'm gonna start vlogging, and then the comedy. I want to do like weekly videos.
Okay.
I think I kind of do, but sometimes I miss a week.
So do you see yourself in this space? Is this going to be something that you're going to pursue as a career
Definitely.
and try and make a good living out of it?
For now, while I can.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm planning to do this for maybe like 5 years.
How do the people close to you feel about this? You know, I suppose your folks, your brothers, sisters. What is their opinion on this? Because I know that people can be a bit, I would say, because when you go out onto social media, it's like you just put yourself out there. And the more and more you stay on social media, the more and more you reveal about yourself.
Yeah.
You know, and then everything that you do is
Scrutinized.
you know, there's a micronism on it. It's your birthday, it's a big thing. It's, you know, you find I don't know, I won't say find a boyfriend. Maybe you have a boyfriend, I'm not sure. But I'm just saying, you have a boyfriend, it's a big affair. You get married, it's a big affair. You have a baby, it's a bigger affair.
Yeah.
You know, you disagree with your partner, it becomes a bigger affair, you know. And then, you know, they start to profile your mom, your dad. It can extend quite a bit. So how are you going to deal with this? Or what do they feel, first of all?
Of course, there's mixed feelings. Some are happy because they have this thing of, I mean, you're doing what you love.
Yeah.
Just that it pushes you to the limelight.
Yes.
Because it's not like I wake up and say, what can I do to be famous today?
No, I mean, you're doing
it's just
what
what
you
I
do.
do that is public. So my parents are very supportive, so that's what's most important. Relatives, not so much.
Yeah.
Not so much. They keep telling me I need to focus, get a real job, and all sorts of things. But I guess
But you've
they'll
shown them
catch
the
on.
checks. These are the checks. I guess a real job is defined by how much you make, right?
Well, not really. I think a real job is defined by what can you say when you're, because like, I mean, you have to sit in an office, dress up in a certain way. I'm imagining that's what they want. Because I got a first class at campus.
Okay.
So they want me to, you know, go in that direction, which is understandable. I mean,
Fair enough.
yeah. But my mom and dad are supportive, so that's really what matters.
It always helps. Mom and dad are okay, then the rest.
My mom watches my videos. Sometimes she's part of them.
Oh, is she?
Yeah. My dad doesn't see me as much. He's not on social media.
Yeah.
But he hears, and then he calls me. He's like, oh, I had this and this and this. You're so crazy. And then,
Well, he's the comedian, so he should watch.
yeah.
As you
Although
said.
my dad believes I'll get a job soon.
So he's hoping that this is just a phase.
It's just a
and
phase.
You know, he doesn't know that it's going to be something
Yeah.
that's going to, I mean, after he watches this, he might watch this. And then,
I don't think he will.
well, anyways, UBC, we need to find a way to get Dr. Kajimba on television so he can watch his daughter.
Yeah, but they're okay. I think I'm managing. Now, the more I do it, the more people believe that it's working. And now I've got into acting.
Oh, you've gotten into acting?
Yeah, I've done
Very
2
nice.
movies now.
I was just about to ask, are you going to take this? Because many people in the art space, you know, go from, you know, if you look at some of the other comedians, Anne, Kansime, Salvador,
Yeah.
Alex Mohanji, I think even Cotilda as well. At least the ones here, they then go on to do
Acting.
something else because
Yeah.
it's a natural progression to get into acting. So you've acted in a couple of movies.
Yeah, I've done 2 movies. But you see, for me, even my skits, I'm acting. It's not
Yes.
that that's who I am.
Yeah,
I'm not
well, I
Jimmy.
hope not that you don't have. Yeah, I hope you don't have a good
Beard and the hair. No, it's acting really. Just that now I've done a movie and is it a series?
series. Yeah,
Series.
You acted in a movie.
Yeah,
Has it been released?
not yet. I did that in October, and then the other one I just finished last week actually.
The other one is. Can you talk about any of them?
I think so. The first one is Chadala. It's a series. It's a
Yeah.
Reach a Hand project.
Reach a hand.
Yeah. And
That's
then-
Humphrey Nivamanya's
Yes,
project. Yes.
And then Bed of Thorns is a female. It's like a movie for gender-based violence and da 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 da.
Ah,
Yeah,
so it's along the lines of your foundation, sort of, you know,
sort of.
sort of.
Yeah, but they're not teenage abused moms.
Oh, okay. Well, so this Bed of Thorns is
Bed of Thorns it's a ladies in film movie.
ladies,
So ladies
in film.
came together.
So which other ladies are we talking about here?
Malaika,
Yes.
that you would know. Maybe I should just say the names.
Say the names and we'll take off. Who's the first one? Malaika. Yes, I know Malaika.
Eleanor Nabuiso is our director.
Who?
Eleanor Nabuiso.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Malaika, Diana Kahunde.
Yes.
Yeah. Then Aggie. The names are just leaving my mind now.
But it's okay.
But it's ladies in film, in the Ugandan.
So how was your
Film
experience
sector.
in film? Did you like it?
It's quite something.
Yeah,
But
it's
it's
tough,
exciting. I mean, I get to be different people, which I like, and tell a story.
I hope that's not like you want to be different people. I hope that's not like we'll have to medicate at some point.
No.
We don't have to medicate. Huh?
I just like to
Because
be
you know there's a word for that, eh?
Yeah.
People who are different people.
schizophrenia.
Yeah, but I'm not going to push down that road because that in itself is a condition.
No. I just like to be able to tell stories as a different person.
Whom would you like to act with if you want to act in a show? If you wanted to act in a TV series, anybody in the world, if you could pick the person you'd like to do a movie with.
Viola Davis.
Viola Davis.
I love her.
She's very good.
She's very good.
She acted what's it called?
How to Get Away with Murder.
How to Get Away with Murder.
Yeah.
And then I saw her in Widows. Have you watched Widows?
Yeah, no, I
with
haven't
Liam
watched
Neeson?
it, but I've seen it.
She was very good. She's the lead actress in that. It's a very good show.
Very good.
So Viola Davis, she's fantastic. I know. Has she won anything? She's won a couple of awards.
She's won 2. I've forgotten what they're called, but she's won awards. She's big. She's huge.
So, after you've done the movies and then you've done comedy, you know, you've done your vlogs. I've learned something today. Vlogs.
Yeah.
What happens next?
Well, I do photography as well. So
That's
I
your
want to-
business.
That's my business.
You said you want to keep it away from the brand
the
of Martha K,
brand.
but have it more as a business, right?
Yes. Yeah. So you mean what? You mean for the brand?
Yeah. What's so the photography is called? What's the name of the company?
Tingle Media.
Where?
Tingle.
Tingle Media. So people actually call in and they book shoots and stuff like that.
Weddings, mostly events.
Mostly events. Can you shoot the Cedric live show? Like have cameras here and stuff?
Yes.
Yes.
Definitely.
Okay.
What happens
So-
to your crew?
My crew, they need to dress up a bit. You know how they look at them. Can't put them on TV. These guys.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah. So you're quite industrious. You have the photography company. You have your YouTube page, and your whole Instagram page, it's social media
Social
stuff,
media.
and now you have the acting.
Yeah.
So I would say your hands are full.
Yeah, I sell cosmetics as well.
What?
Cosmetics.
You sell cosmetics?
And I'm planning to go into like Martha K brands, like
Well, with 120,000 followers, I suppose you can sell whatever you like.
yeah, I really need to use the platform while I have it. So that's what I'm trying to do.
Please do.
And it
You know,
works for me
somebody
too.
once told me that, you know, when your star is shining, maintain it. Because when it goes, it doesn't come back.
It's gone.
You know, and as you've seen in this whole world of celebrity status, that people who were relevant maybe 5 years ago, you can't find them again.
Can't find them anymore.
You know, because things change, people change. So before we go, I'd like each of you to, you know, to say one thing to the people who watch this show, based on your experiences and what you'd like. Probably the young people, boys and girls out there. So maybe we'll start with you, Godfrey. It's your camera, your time. You say whatever you have to say.
To the young people, especially the boys, we can do better than we are doing right now. Let's step up. Boys need to step up, especially between 18 and 25. We can't stay, just like you said, you can't be a star forever. We can't be young forever. We just have to.
You could say that again.
Yeah, we can't be young forever. So if you're 18, just start planning for 19. If you're 19, start planning for 20. And if you are 25, then start doing things that depict 25. You just can't be a boy forever. You have to start moving. Let's move. The girls are taking all the space, and they're doing it. They're just all there. So
I don't think Martha agrees with you on that.
they're taking all the space. So let's take back our crown and be men of society. Thank you.
Thanks.
Yes.
And thanks for coming on the show.
You're welcome.
And I hope we can keep in touch.
Yes.
And Cedric Live, the Kutesa Foundation.
Yes.
Let's see how we can work together.
Thank you.
Now, Miss Martha K, your turn to summarize.
Like generally, I'm trying to think of what to say.
Just talk to young people. You're a young person. Tell them what they need to do, choices they need to make.
Yeah.
You're doing well. How did you get there? And what advice can you give them?
I think what I would say is it's important to figure out who you are, because there's so much to do in this world, so much that's undiscovered, so much that nobody has done yet, and maybe I'd say that you're the only you that will ever be, and so don't try to be someone else, because you can never be. I was recently speaking to Anne Kansime, and people compare us a lot because of the comedy, and she told me, Martha, I will never be you. What you do, I can never do, and you'll never be me. No matter how hard I try, I will never be Anne Kansime. But people always compare, and as a human, you're trying to see, okay, maybe I can actually be this person or be better than this person. But the key to being successful is to be you, to do what comes naturally to you.
Don't overstep.
Don't overstep. Don't try to be anything else. So once you do that, then you can be paid for almost anything. There are things that I'm paid for, and I'm like, nobody would have told me this when I was 16, and I'd believe it. So it's important to do you. To do you. That's what I'd tell these young people. Because people are so confused. People are looking for jobs. People call me all the time, and they say, I want to work with you and do anything. I'm like, you can't just do anything.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot. I'll do anything.
I'll do anything. I'm like, what's anything?
It's not a job.
There's something that you're good at. There's something that you were placed on this earth to do. There's something that only you can bring to this world of ours, this crazy world. So figure that out, and the sky's the limit. Yeah.
Well, Martha, thank you very much for coming on the Cedric Live show.
Thank you for having me.
And you as well, sir. And to all of you, thank you for watching the Cedric Live show. We'll catch you at the next episode.